Hey everyone, welcome to our full video review for the ASUS FX502. To kick things off, we should go over the specs of the device. So we'll start off with the CPU, which is the Intel 7700HQ processor. The GPU inside is an NVIDIA GTX 1060 with 3 GB of GDDR5 RAM. Memory included is 16 GB of DDR4. Storage inside is a 128 GB M.2 SSD and a 1 TB 5400 RPM hard disk drive. As for connectivity, there is built-in gigabit Ethernet LAN, integrated 802.11a, G, and N wireless LAN, plus Bluetooth 4.0. Powering the device is a 4-cell smart lithium-ion battery pack with 64 watt-hours of power and an included 180 watt AC adapter. There's also a built-in HD web camera above the 15.6-inch FHD 60Hz TN panel anti-glare matte type screen at the resolution of 1920 by 1080. As for ports on the device, on the left-hand side, there's the AC adapter spot, Ethernet port, mini display port, HDMI port, and a USB 3.0 port. And on the right-hand side, there is a headphone jack, 2 more USB 3.0 ports, a 3-in-1 card reader, and the Kensington lock. Taking a look at the inner workings of the laptop, down in the very front, you can see that the battery pack is located right here. Occupies most of this space, but to the left of it, you have the mounting point for the hard disk drive. You could upgrade this to a larger size, or you could upgrade it to a solid state drive and get faster speeds. We have the M.2 located over here where your OS will be installed, and you have one of your RAM slots right here on this side. There is another on the back side of the motherboard if you want to get to the other one if you want to upgrade your RAM. Over on the very, very far side, we have our wireless and our Wi-Fi Bluetooth card chip sitting right here underneath this little flap. We have 2 fans that cool the device. They are connected with these 2 beefy copper heat pipes with another one that runs in between the 2 of them for both the GPU and the CPU. As for the keyboard on the device, it has red backlighting that can be adjusted either off or with a low and full on brightness setting. The keys themselves have nice short travel distance and overall good typing feel while in use. There's also just a little bit of flex in the center of the keyboard, but nothing that stands out too much. The touchpad is an all-in-one unit with the left and right click buttons built in on the bottom and is finished in a nice smooth matte black. Included in the box with the FX502 is a user guide, warranty information, and cable ties, and the included power cables. As for the weight of the device, alone it's around 5¼ pounds, and if you want to include the AC adapter to take things on the go, your total weight would be around 6½ pounds. As for the battery life of the device, while running basic tasks, if you turn the screen brightness to half and battery saver mode on, you can expect over 4 hours of battery life. Taking a look at the temperatures of the device while running games, you can see that heat builds notably in the middle where both the processor and CPU are centrally located, but the rest of the keytop surface stays cool. And coming around to the back where the fans disperse their heat, you can see distinctly where those 2 spots are, but no temperatures seem to be out of control. Taking a look at our benchmarks, we started things off with Firestrike, which scored 9,350, which is better than 58% of all devices that have ran this test. Our second test was with Cinebench. We ran OpenGL and it actually averaged 118 FPS, which is pretty good. And its CB score for the processor was 730. You can see how it stacks up on the left-hand side of the screen. Running some sequential read and write speeds for our Crystal Disk scores, we had the SSD go first, which read at 495 megabytes and wrote at 130. And the hard disk drive inside read at 109 megabytes and wrote at 105. Getting into our real-world testing with actual games, we started things off with Grand Theft Auto 5. We ran everything on high with multiple level settings of MSAA. It averaged 104, 84, and 71 FPS. And our temperatures on the GPU and CPU were both at 87 degrees Celsius. As for our second test, we did Rise of the Tomb Raider. We ran it on high with FXAA, SMAA, and SSAA. We averaged 82, 74, and 55 FPS. And once again, on the GPU and CPU, we stayed at a constant 87 degrees Celsius. Our third game was Dirt Rally on Ultra with MSAA at times 2, 4, and 8. It averaged 107, 98, and 79 FPS. And once again, for the temperatures on the GPU and CPU, they were at 87 degrees. And our final game we tested was Hitman on medium, high, and on ultra. It averaged 94, 93, and 87 FPS. And as for the temperatures of the CPU and GPU, they were at 85 degrees. If you're looking to put a personal touch on your machine, be sure to check out our extensive customization options before checkout, including upgrades available to RAM, storage, cooling, overclocking, custom paint, hydro and graphic wraps, laser etching, and much, much more. If you'd like to take a closer look at any of the specific BIOS menu screens, make sure that you pause the video on the one that you'd like to view closer. If not, be sure to check out the product link in the description or leave any comments down below if you have questions for us here at Exotic PC. I've been Andrew saying thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for future product overviews and reviews.